do this like line down my nose. Brown slug. Oh my golly gosh. Hello girls and gays, and welcome to my video. My name is Evan and it's lovely to meet you. Welcome to my video on my channel. I am a 19-year-old self-proclaimed self-taught makeup enthusiast, and my mission here on YouTube is to spread the joy of makeup and just get you all excited about makeup. My channel is going to be this really nice, open, free space where we get to just play with makeup and just try out different things. We're not afraid of color, as you clearly can see. For today's video, I will obviously be showing you how I achieved this look, this beautiful golden hour, sunset, nice, vibrant, orangey look. And whilst I actually have you here and I have your attention, I'll just give you a moment to hit that subscription button and hit that notification bell so you get all notifications whenever I post a new video, because we both know, judging by how good this looks, we both know you want it. You're gonna want it. Okay, so I've already prepped my face with a moisturizer, and the first thing that I then do is I go in with a primer. This is the Smashbox, the original Photo Finish Smooth and Blur Primer, and I just really like blend it in with my fingers. So next step is then foundation. What I do is that I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation. I'm the shade 210N. So what I then do is I take one pump on my hand, and I then take approximately about an equal amount of moisturizer. And then I simply just use my index finger to blend them all together. Simply because like I'm more of a fan of like natural beauty, I guess, or like natural looking, like natural finish and luminous and dewy and all of that. And therefore I feel like it just looks better when I like dilute the foundation a little with moisturizer. Also, I have very dry skin, so I desperately need the moisture. And then now I have a very dirty finger in the sense that I have foundation on my finger, so I just take all of that off on my face. And then for the rest of my face, for the rest of like foundation, I use a foundation brush. I just pick some product on and I just paint it on, and I will then blend it all out with a beauty blender, or not beauty blender, I don't have that, but beauty sponge. Apparently it's copyrighted to call it a beauty blender. Yes, I just try and like paint it on until I am content with the coverage. I don't tend to go like very full coverage, because as I said, I like a more natural looking finish. So I have now like painted on all of my foundation. Okay, so I will then just dab over with my beauty sponge. Up next is concealer. I am using the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Magic Star Concealer in shade C13. Anyways, so I simply just do a triangular shape, and I may think, okay, that's a lot, like I'm going to be pale, and that's true. I am gonna be pale and yellow with this much concealer on, but that is why we then cover it up with bronzer again, and then I just do this like line down my nose. It looks kind of crazy, but that is to brighten the nose, because if you just go in with bronzer on your nose and you don't have anything like highlighting there, you simply just have a brown slug in your face, and you don't want that. You don't want that. You want to like, I mean, you want to highlight equally as much as you contour. Anyways, so what I then do is I go in with my beauty sponge, and I just blend it out. I also make sure to get on my eyelids because I use a concealer as an eye primer. And then last, my nose. And then, cause I mean, the sponge is then kind of like dirty with concealer. So I then just take the excess, dab in my forehead a little bit and on my chin, just to highlight there just a little bit. So I now have my foundation and concealer on. Then what's next is I go in with the bronzer. I'm currently using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Okay, so I just take it on my contour brush, whatever, and I dab off the excess. Now, this is the very interesting part. I don't place my contour like in that line you get there, which most people do. I place it a bit above that because I have a very round face, because I have a very round face. So what I do is I go there and we buff it out. So notice how that instantly like lifts my face a little and makes me more, and you know, because we want to be all like, you get what I mean. Yeah. So then I just repeat the same process on the other side. I then also contour just a little bit like underneath here, because I do have like a bit of a double chin and I just want to try my best at hiding that. I also want to go on the side here and then create that kind of like jawline shape because I don't really have that and I wish I had, but I'm too lazy to work out. So there you go. I mean, either I work out or I just pile on bronzer. I choose bronzer. And then because I have very dark hair right now, I will also go a bit on my forehead. I don't have a large forehead, I feel at least, but I like to just warm it up so that I don't look so pale, because the dark hair kind of palens me, like it makes me look paler. And then I just want to tan it up a little. Now for nose contour. And then go in with this like very fluffy blending brush. I then make sure to only pick up the product on a slant like that, ever so slightly. Tap off the excess. And what I then do is I actually, well, at the very, so what I then do is that I will actually just, at the very end of my nose, start and just kind of like tickle it, if that makes sense. And then build my way up alongside the ridge. And even all the way into my eyebrow actually, because it just looks a bit more like uniform that way when it's like, you know, instead of like it looks more, yeah, you know what I mean. I communicate a lot with weird noises, just so you know that. So now I have a very harsh brown line on my nose, as you can see. What I then do is I just, in the palm of my hand, just try and like brush off whatever's on there. And then I do this like sweeping motion across my nose, well, on that side at least, to try and blend it. Yeah, you see how that's a lot more blended now? And then also, you know, we're gonna set it with translucent setting powder later to kind of like brighten it up again. So then just repeat the same process on the other side. Beautiful, okay? So now I look slim, which we like to do. We like to look slim. I then just take a bit more on my brush, tap off, and I then just sort of go underneath my nose. Because we sort of want to shorten it, because I want to go for that like, oh my golly gosh, I just came home from Istanbul where I was at the clinic and I got a rhinoplasty. You know, we're going for that look. What I then do is I take my Anastasia Beverly Hills loose setting powder in the shade Translucent. And there you go. And then I'm actually not gonna do my blush or highlight or anything until after I have done my eyeshadow, actually. So I am of the school that takes tape. So I just take a bit of tape, place it underneath my lash line and underneath my brow, connect them, but make sure to leave a bit of a gap, because if you don't, first of all, it's gonna hurt to have the tape on. It's gonna hurt a whole lot. And also, you're gonna end up with this, like when you try and blend in with the lower lash line, it's gonna look so wonky because it's gonna be like really round underneath and then like goes up and then out. And I've seen so many girls do that. So many people do that. It bugs me so much. Now try and get them as even as possible. I'd say mine are pretty even. No, they are not. Ugh. Now I'd say they're pretty even. So then for eyeshadow, I will be using the Conspiracy palette by Jeffree Star Cosmetics, and I will be using a few shades from the Aha Honey palette by ColourPop. Now today we'll be doing a ombre using Not a Fact, Cheese Dust, and actually no, not Food Videos, because we're going to be using other yellows from that palette, because the one yellow that is in this palette is actually really bad. It's a really bad yellow. Don't sue me, Jeffree. I cannot afford a lawyer for that. Okay. So I use a sort of thin eyeshadow pack-in or blending brush. Just get up in there on Cheese Dust. Nice orange shade. Though of course, like you can of course use other palettes just as long as you use similar colors. You can even apply these like eyeshadow principles to other colors, but yeah. So now that I have my eyeshadow on here, I will then just pack it into my crease in a sort of a cat eye kind of shape. And I will then try and like just blend it in with itself in sort of kind of like line. Does that make sense? So that, you know, creates like a basis for like the shape that we are going to be working in. It gives us like this kind of outline so that we know what we're working with, so that we know how to, like where we're going to blend, where we're going to put what. And then going in with a like more like a blending brush, and I go in on Cheese Dust again, and then I just try my very best to try and blend. I'm just gonna go ahead and repeat the same process on the other eye. I'll be right back. Okay, so then once you've blended that orange into the crease, I know it looks a little crazy now, but that's because we're gonna blend it out with a yellow. I actually lied earlier. I said that we were not gonna use Food Videos, but we are, just to blend this crease. Like, but then once we cut it, we'll be using different yellows from the Aha Honey palette. This yellow is actually pretty good for blending out this orange. So I then just go above it and I just blend. And I try to like sort of blend it a bit into this area right here. Very similar to what Nikki Tutorials does. And the reason why I do this is because when I cut my crease, I cut it all the way in here. I go, ooh. And that is because it then opens my eyes, makes them look more doll-like, because I really like that look. I'm gonna go in with a bit more yellow because I love yellow. But now, you see how there's a bit of a like harsh line going here because I'm going just a bit beyond my eyebrow. What I then do is I will actually go in with a shade like My Pills, or what's the other one called? Cry on My Couch, or whatever from the like Conspiracy mini controversy. And that's just because like just like a very light nude shade basically, just to buff that. And you see, and it's like almost gone. And then I'll also do the same thing here because I want maybe a little too heavy with the yellow. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and repeat the same process on my other eye. And then I'm gonna go in with this burgundy shade, Not a Fact. And I'm gonna go in the outer part of the crease very softly and gently, and all the way in to the inner corner there. This we're then gonna blend out using our blending brush. And then we might have to, with that precision brush, go in with a bit of orange again. There you go. Now we've got that depth that I wanted. And then I'll just go ahead and repeat the same process on the other eye. Okay, we now have that right depth on both eyes. We can then actually go in and cut the crease. So I will then be using just a concealer brush, and I'll be using the same concealer as before, which is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Magic Star Concealer in shade C13. So what I do is I just slightly dab my concealer brush into the concealer wand. And I then put the concealer wand back in because I don't want to dry out my concealer. So what I then do is I simply go in the inner corner and I begin sketching out the crease that I want to cut. I am now very happy with this shape. I will then go ahead and cut this side as well. Okay, so I have now cut the creases on both sides. I'm very content with their shapes. I will then start doing the sort of ombre, the sunset look on, like in the cut part, right? Like going from here to here. So yeah, that is then I go in with Not a Fact. And I then go all the way out in my outer corner. So I then just take it here and get that sort of a winged look. And don't be afraid to like get it just about a bit on the lower lash line, because that helps us blend it later. So yeah. And then I also try and like just blend it a bit in out here because we want it to look a bit more seamless. Already you can just see what a difference that makes. I will then go in with Cheese Dust, the orange shade, and I simply put that on top of there again. Now you see, now I feel like there's a little too much orange. Now that I want to go in with a bit more of that Not a Fact shade. And then I just try and blend these shades together in a nice and orderly and seamless fashion. Ah. Beautiful. Oh, I'm so stunning. I'm so stunning. What the fuck? Like, not to like toot my own horn or anything, but you know. And then I just want to go in with a bit more of Cheese Dust and just try and like spread that out a little more so that we have a bit more freedom with the yellow to just pack that on, and it allows us to blend the yellow in a little better. So I will then go in with the Aha Honey palette from ColourPop. And I will go in with a clean, hopefully, packing brush. So I'm just gonna use this one, it's a bit thicker. And I'm then gonna go in on the shade Oh Behave. And then I wanna just place it on top there again. And really, like, don't be afraid with the yellow. Oh, stunning. Stunning. So I then go in with Sweet Spot, the slightly yellow or brighter, actually, shade. Beautiful. So what I now want to do is I want to take, it's actually an angled brush. It's supposed to be for eyebrows, but it's too thick for that anyways, and too soft, but yeah. And I am just gonna spray it with some Morphe Luminous Setting Spray. You can use any setting spray. So I just wanna spray that once. Then I'm gonna go in with, ooh, I almost dropped my palette. I'm then gonna go in with Palooza. This beautiful, it's almost falling out, y'all. I was a little too hard. Just wanna go in with that yellow glitter. And just pack it on there. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm now gonna go in with that precision brush from before, using the shade Ranch. That is a white metallic. You can also use a white highlighter. That'll give you even more glow. And I will just get that in the inner corner. And try and blend it up a little bit. And even just a little bit downwards. Beautiful. Perfect. You might want to go a bit back and forth between the brushes to really make sure you got that blend good. Now I am content with my blend. And then I'm just going to go ahead and repeat the same process on the other eye. Okay, so I am now gonna do my lower lash line. I like to take a bit of Not a Fact, the darkest shade again, and just really try and connect the work we've done up here with what we're gonna do here. And then I just drag it down across like that. What I'm then gonna do is I am going to grab the shade Cheese Dust, that orange shade again, and I'm gonna go across here again. And even dragging it a bit down over here, just ever so slightly, and really try and connect it in with that burgundy shade. Beautiful, what a difference. So now that we have done like the eyes more or less, well, the eyeshadow that is, yeah, we're gonna go in with blush now. So I'm gonna go in with the L'Oreal Paris Life's a Peach blush. Just trying to really saturate that brush, and then we can always just tap it off. Oh, stunning, you guys, stunning. Oh. And I will now go in with my favorite highlighter. I don't know if it's actually supposed to be used as a highlighter. It's the NYX Professional Makeup Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator. Looks like this. I've seen people put it like all over their face before foundation, but I don't know, like I just think it looks really pretty as a highlighter. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Okay, you guys, are we feeling this or are we feeling this? Because I am feeling it. Because notice how that, like, it gives me that glow, but it looks natural instead of like when you just pile on a like powder highlighter and you're like, and you can just see that there's powder. Like, oh, I hate that. So now I'm gonna go in and do my eyebrows. I will be using the Diffie Extreme Hold Styling Cream. It's actually for your hair, but I use it for my eyebrows and my hair because I have very thick eyebrows. I don't even like fill them in with anything. I just put in some wax. Okay, next up is eyeliner and then mascara and then lashes. Okay, so I'm just gonna use a stick gel eyeliner. I'm using a one by e.l.f. and I'm just gonna put that in my upper waterline to really just give it a bit more dimension. I feel like it also just opens my eyes a little. And then going in with mascara. This is my current kind of like favorite mascara. It's the Worth the Hype mascara by NYX. And like if you have really like long and thick eyelashes, as I do naturally, you could sort of just leave it here. But I want more. I want more. I want more. So I'm going in with the Melody Lashes taco style from the Naomi John collection. So I'm just gonna put those on. Okay, so I just put on some falsies and I did some mascara on my lower lash line. Oh, these lashes are so good, guys. I honestly so recommend this brand, Melody Lashes. It's a German brand. Okay, I'm not gonna talk too much about them because they're not sponsoring me just yet. Okay, now all we really need is a lip. And then we're sort of done, right? So I'm gonna go in with the shade Coral Fixation in the Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick formula. Stunning, absolutely stunning. Okay, I'm just gonna style my hair real quick and put in some slightly nicer plugs, and I'll be right back and show you the fully final result. Okay, you guys, so this is the final look. How are we feeling? Oh, I'm loving it. Looking like a goddess, you know, got that, you know, sunset orange action, you know, that warm. Oh, love it. Love it. Please let me know down below what you think. And also let me know how you feel about like the lighting and like the sound and stuff. So that like I get to know, like, because you know I'm open to constructive criticism. And so yeah, you know, my first video, learning process. Yeah, we all know that. And also please let me know down below what kind of like videos you'd like to see from me in the future. And while you're here, while I have your attention, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you get all notifications whenever I put up a new video, because we all know you want to see it. Like, we both know. If you made it this far into the video, we both know. You like what you see. You want more. And also, please do leave a like and a comment. I would highly appreciate it. And thank you so much for watching and tuning in. Highly appreciated. Without you actually bothering to to watch this video, there wouldn't really be like a good reason for me to do this. So thank you so much. Until next time, bye.